This is Drop Tent Media Network.
The old saying goes, if you don't work, you don't eat. Well, there's a new saying for the new generation. You either grind or starve. Established in 2015, Grind or Starve Apparel has become the premier fashion brand for today's hustlers, entrepreneurs, and CEOs in the making. The online store provides groundbreaking styles and innovative designs for today's go-getters, proving that you can grind and look good at the same time. Grind or Starve has several collections to choose from. The new GOS Luxury, Designer, Location Apparel, rep your city to the fullest, Fitness, Barber Edition, Stylist Edition, and Baker's Edition. Go to gosapparel.com the next time you need a hoodie, polo, G-shirts, bags, all made with the best quality materials. Grind or Starve. The choice is yours. Go to gosapparel.com. High IQ basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. What's going on, bro?
I'm gonna go for like a quadruple double.
And welcome to another edition of High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. I'm Brian Isley. That's Raymond Byrd. We got super producer Neil, and Rand is back.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Shit.
Thank you.
This guy's capping already.
The man, the myth,
5
and
seconds in.
The legend.
The role player.
A legendary role player. I would take that.
The
definitely.
role player.
Definitely. I accept that.
Tucker, man.
I received that.
The trade ball.
I received that. I obtained that.
Why you not offended by that when we call you a role player? Like at best a role player.
At my current state, I'm a role player.
At your every state.
Your
current state?
My current state, I'm a pretty dominant role player.
No such thing.
And I'm
as
okay with that.
role.
You have to understand
At any
it.
point in your life,
You have to
where
understand.
you're not a role player.
I'm all about.
At any point in time in your life, where you're not.
I'm all about reflection.
At any point in time in your life where you're not a role player,
No,
you're always a role player, right?
I was always a dominant role player.
Okay,
There's no such. That's
A
an
key piece.
oxymoron.
So
No,
don't say
I've
at
always been a
this-
key piece.
Don't say at this time I'm a role. I've always been a role player.
Yeah, my role has changed.
To what?
To now I'm like a 4. Well, back then I was a 2.
Get the fuck out of here.
What you mean?
This guy's tripping.
You've always
Listen,
been a.
you guys gotta understand.
undersized
Hey, Brian.
45.
Hey, how about that first quarter?
Yeah, we're gonna get to the
I'm
first
not
quarter.
doing this right now,
guy's
guys.
bugging.
It's all about
guy's
reflection.
bugging.
You gotta be able to look in the mirror. You know what I mean?
Quarter number one, are the Warriors, is the Warriors run over? It seems to be that everyone is up for trade except for Steph Curry. He is exempt. Me personally, I feel that is unfair. I know it's a business. At the end of the day, you got to do what's best for your franchise to win. Warriors are so used to winning. They're not winning now, and they want to get back to that winning state. Curry seems to be the guy that's untouchable, which is fair because he's by far the best player on the team. Clay has diminished. Draymond has diminished, plus his antics. Wiggins, it seemed to be touch and go. Like, he's very inconsistent. But feels kind of unfair to Draymond and Clay because without those two, they don't win anything. Steph is the best player on the team. He's the face of the franchise. He's the greatest player in Warriors history. But without those two, they don't win nothing. And for them to be on the trading block, it's kind of unfair to me. I'll start with you, Ray. Do you agree with my sentiments? And if not, why?
That's one of them type things, bro. All good things must come to an end, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. They've had their run, and you still got a superstar left, and you owe it to Steph to put the pieces around him to win. You know what I mean? Like, everybody don't get the fairy tale ending. You know, everybody don't get the Kobe treatment on the way out. It's time to move on for Clay, and it's time to. I don't necessarily think you trade Drake because Drake can still. You go add some other pieces, and Drake still fit. Drake can still like you said a little while ago. You need somebody to do the dirty work. And you're going to need that type of player on your roster. If you trade Dre, you're going to be looking for that guy. Clay, I will move off him. And if I heard them trying to go get Siakam, if they could add a Siakam and move off of Clay, they right back in the mix.
Breaking news, but when I was on the way over here, I got an alert. Gordon Hayward is also on a trading block too.
Who cares about him?
Like with the war.
He don't move the needle.
Why are you bringing him up?
Because what the war they need shooting. So I mean, if you need a shooter, Gordon Hayward.
Buddy has been in a graveyard the last couple of years. If you don't go ahead and retire him,
Buddy ain't getting. He's not moving. We already talked about that a couple episodes ago. But he's been on the trading block for 3 years. Nobody is moving yet.
Want him. Let him go. Retire out, buddy. It's over.
So all right. If they do get rid of Dre, Clay, Wiggins, who comes in?
Why do you think it's unfair?
I think it's unfair. Like I just said, they said they deserve the right to retire a Warrior. I believe. When you have a dynasty like that,
come along with the sacrifices. They want to get paid. They want to go out with their money.
Yeah,
that's the issue. The issue ain't we don't want you here. The issue is you want to be paid for what you've done in the past.
Yeah,
they've significantly diminished, and you think they deserve to get top dollar in a diminished state.
Yep.
You took a pay cut. You can stay. You don't want to take a pay cut. We got to move off you. That's
he referenced Kobe Bryant. Remember the last 4 years of Kobe Bryant?
I do.
A total shit show.
You talking about?
He deserved that.
But Kobe and Clay are not the same.
Facts.
Kobe was the Steph of that team. You talking about the second and third piece.
You don't trade Steph ever.
Yeah, Steph gets that treatment you're talking about.
I understand that.
Steph gets the Kobe treatment, not Clay and Dre.
We're talking about two other Hall of Famers, surefire, bona fide Hall of Famers.
The Lakers traded Shaq.
Yeah, they got to go, buddy. They got to go, B.
The Lakers traded Shaq because they was beefing with Kobe, and Kobe was younger, and they picked Kobe over Shaq.
Clay and Dre got to go.
That's fine.
Golden State don't owe them anything else.
I preface my statement by saying I understand that it's a business. I understand the team needs to get better. They're not good right now, so whatever they need to do to get better, do it. I don't have any qualms with it. I'm just saying Draymond and Clay as being legends that'll probably get statues and names and their jerseys retired as Warriors.
Yeah.
If they felt some kind of way that they didn't get retired as Warriors, I would understand that too.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I think their jerseys are definitely going to get retired regardless of what happens. But they are depreciating assets at this point.
I agree 100%.
You know what I mean? So I think they need to get similar dudes with similar skill sets, younger.
Yeah.
Yo, the top teams in the NBA right now got a lot of good young talent. Golden State's old, man. They played a lot of basketball. I know they got bench play. I know they got Kuminga in them. They've played a lot of basketball over the last 10 years.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of basketball.
Listen, if I'm the GM, I'm looking to move people. I'm just saying.
And then what they go get Clay? What they go get Chris Paul for? What? Who's the GM now? Who's the GM there now?
It ain't Bob Myers.
Yeah, because he on ESPN now.
Bob
come
Myers
on, Buddy need to go. Whoever, what do you go get Chris Paul for? Like
Bob Myers is on ESPN doing a shitty job.
He is doing a shitty job. he is doing a shitty job, a super shitty job. But whatever. But I mean, they went and got Chris Paul. I don't understand what the purpose of that was. Clay body is just done. Dre is a clown. I mean, they need
Dre is a clown.
But can Clay help anybody else?
I think Clay is. I mean, he's pretty much a set shooter. Now he moves a little bit. They got that whole little motion offense going on, but I think Clay need to settle into just a spot up shooter with like a Braun or somebody like that.
So but you feel like he
can still play somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, but like he needs to start looking at reduced minutes, reduced role, Kyle Korver type shit.
Yeah, because
stay in the corner, let somebody drive and kick like a freak or LeBron or he might work with the Knicks. We was talking about that the last time I was here, but his contract too big.
Yeah,
his contract too big,
and he won another.
So
one.
That's his market is going to be so small because he won 35, 40 mil a year, and somebody's going to pay him that.
You think so?
A non-competitive team.
It's 30 teams in the league.
Yeah, a non-competitive team.
You got certain guys like Dre and Clay. Their value is with Golden State.
Agreed.
You're worth that with them. You're not worth that nowhere. I don't think you can get that contract nowhere else because your value ain't the same as it is with Golden State.
He won't deserve it anywhere else, but people are going to pay it.
Who would? I can't imagine. Clay is one of those guys. He's only going. He only fits on a contender. He can't play for a Detroit. It has to be a contender. What contender is going to value him that way?
Maybe not a contender, but what about a budding young team like Orlando?
To help him. That makes sense.
Veteran leadership.
Show him.
Spot up, shoot, catch and shoot. You got a bunch of young dogs that's going to do all the running around that you used that you used to do. He needs to go on a team where he got guys that do what he used to do. And now he's just an old head.
I think their biggest problem and why it doesn't work, which I think it's still great. I think you can keep Clay. And if you can make a trade and go grab a Siakam, you're a contender again in the West. It doesn't work because Clay used to hide Curry. Sure. Curry never could defend. Clay could defend. You put Clay on the best perimeter defender, perimeter offensive player, and you can hide Steph. Now they both can't defend.
Who you trading?
Yeah.
I like your example. Who you trade?
I'm trading Wiggins, some picks, and I'm going to go get another piece. You trade Clay, and you're going to be like, damn, we need shooting. Clay can still space the floor. He can still shoot the ball. He still fits into the motion offense. If you add another piece like a Siakam, if you can grab a Siakam, move off of Wiggins, now you got Dre and Siakam as your 4 and your 5. You're versatile on the defensive end, and you still got all these shooters. That works.
I don't know
you in the mix.
I don't know what the salary implications between Pascal and Wiggins are.
Wiggins is making 35 million a year.
He's probably at the tail end of his deal approaching. Pascal wants a big deal.
And he gets it because he averages 20 points a game.
He gets what though?
He defends.
You give him $50 million a year?
He's going to get close to max, if not max. That's just how the league is set up.
Yeah. I don't know if that. I mean, you're still going to have the defensive liabilities with Clay, Steph, and Chris Paul.
But you're going to have so many defenders out, you can hide them. Siakam is such a versatile defender. Dre is a versatile defender. Now you can hide some of that stuff. Kuminga can defend.
You're going to have to give some young talent up. Toronto not just going to take...
Wiggins, 2 picks, don't get it done?
Wiggins and 2 picks.
And you also got to keep under consideration the Bulls Siakam's on the last year of his deal. He's a free agent next year. Yeah. So he got a lot of control over, I think some team had inquired about getting him. He said, I'm not going to re-sign with you guys. Mm-hmm. So they backed off. He has to be willing to re-sign with a team for them to give up any kind of value for him. Yeah. So he got a lot of control on where his next destination is.
You said Siakam and Draymond at the 4 and the 5. It's a small lineup, versatile,
right? But
small.
Right. It's only one big in the league, 2 bigs. You only got to deal in the West. You only got to deal with one.
That works for you.
That works. What other big you scared of? It's Embiid and it's Joker. That's the only 2.
AD eats against that line.
Draymond gives AD hell. AD. I mean,
this AD that we see right now, I don't think so.
Yeah, you tripping, right?
Listen, if AD beats me, I'm fine. I'm fine as long as I'm playing you 1-on-1. If AD gets his 25 to 30, I'm cool with that. As long as I ain't got to double you.
Yeah, how do they guard like the Clippers? I know the Clippers don't have a dominant.
Clippers are playing small,
but they don't have a dominant big. But Zubac hoops, but they have big wings.
We're going to take you first of all by us playing Dre and Siakam at the 4 and the 5. We're taking Zoo off the floor. We're forcing you to take Zoo off the floor because Zoo don't want to move. He don't want to play on the perimeter. He's off the floor, so you're playing small with us now. Siakam can guard Kawhi or Paul George, and probably you putting him on Kawhi.
So what you gonna put Chris Paul on like Harden?
Chris Paul might not be in my closing lineup.
I'm just saying, but I mean that's what I'm saying. Like they have a large.
I could. Harden don't scare me.
They have a large lineup from 5 to the 1. They have a big lineup. The Clippers. The Clippers are gonna be tough.
Hold on,
Clippers are definitely gonna be tough.
They're gonna be tough, yo. They got
but Zubac is not gonna be the piece. He's off the floor.
Dre gonna have to make plays to make me take Zoo off the floor.
Think about the year when Golden State got their last chip. Right, they went through Denver to get it. Right. They ran Joker crazy.
Yeah, but they're not that
playing
team.
Small.
They're not that team today.
It's not.
They're not that team today.
I add Siakam to the Golden State Warriors, and I'm only giving up Wiggins. They in the mix.
In the mix of what?
Getting out the West.
Hell no.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
With Siakam,
they have no shot at beating Denver or the Clippers. No shot.
I'm gonna disagree. They in the mix. I grab Siakam. I'm in the. Whoever grabs Siakam is in the mix. I hope he goes to Philly. But whoever grabs Siakam is in the championship conference.
It's refreshing to see how the change of heart that you have on Siakam, because you were not big on Siakam like this.
I think you valued him more than me. You value him like he was a superstar. I think he's a good player. He fits as a second, third option. You value him like he was a super. He's not a 1.
You are valuing him as a championship.
You are.
Piece. I value him as
like he is the piece.
No. It's like Holiday, right? When Holiday was on the market, everybody say somebody's going to trade. Holiday was going to tilt the championship picture. Whoever got Boston got him, and all of a sudden Boston became the favorite.
But
He's not a superstar, but he was a piece that once you add him to another good team, now you're over the top.
Okay, can I ask a question really quick, please?
Go ahead.
Okay, but Boston was already there last year. So
Right.
are you saying that he's now going to take them over the top now and win the chip?
They're the favorites.
That's not what I asked you. I'm asking you, do you think now with Holiday, is Boston to you? Are they going to win the championship?
They are the
Because of
favorites
Holiday.
to win it all, right? Today.
To you?
Yes.
Okay.
Minus anything that happens, we don't know what the trade
That
deadline look
wasn't
like.
even the case at the beginning of the season.
Yo, I mean, I can't wait. Fast
Who's
forward
your
to
favorite?
Houston. I mean, Denver's still the favorite.
So you think Denver could? I think it's a good matchup. It's a good matchup
I
because
think
of
who
Joker.
really helped Boston
Last point because we're going
was
into
Porzingis. I think Porzingis helps Boston a ton versus Denver, way more than
Why?
Holiday.
Why?
Because he's a big that can legitimately stretch the floor consistently, and he can give Joker problems.
Sound like episode 1 to me.
Yes,
No,
yes. I'm not saying that.
he won't be. They won't be matched up against each other because Porzingis can't. He's too small to deal with him. He's going to have to play the 4. He's going to have to guard the. Who's Denver's 4?
Who's Denver's for? Aaron Gordon?
Yeah, that's who Porzingis is going to be matched up with.
Whoever's matched up with Porzingis is going to have a hard time dealing with him at 7-something shooting threes, and they still got Horford who could spread the floor. They like Porzingis is the one who pushes the needle for them.
Super
if healthy.
facts. Got to go to quarter 2.
It's Holiday. It's not.
Gotta go. I told you it was Porzingis. I told you it was Porzingis
it's
from
not
episode
Porzingis.
1.
It is.
Gotta go to
Holiday's
quarter
the
number
piece.
2. The Bulls. This guy. the Bulls had their Ring of Honor ceremony, and it was a total shit show. It was awful. First of all, the 2 greatest Bulls of all time were a no-call, no-show. They didn't even pull up. Mike and Scotty were not there. When Jerry Krause was announced, he got booed. To the point where his widow burst out into tears
Damn, she was
on
crying?
camera
Damn.
Why was she there?
to
Represent
receive the
him.
honor for Jerry Krause. Jerry Krause is passed on. He's deceased.
Okay.
He was the general manager for the Bulls.
But was she in the
6
gym? Like, was she
championships.
shooting with him?
She
Like,
was not shooting in
Come
the
on,
gym.
bro. Like, put one of
She was
put one
not
of his
shooting
sons
in the
up there,
gym.
son. What's she up there
She
for?
was not
She ain't
shooting in
hooping.
the
Like,
gym.
so she's sitting there on
She's
TV
not-
for what?
Hey, you wanted this guy on the show.
I'm just saying. Like,
That
why?
asshole.
Why?
I'm just saying. I mean, honest. Let's have a real. I mean, come on.
It's
Great-
crazy.
Right.
All right,
Great
we're gonna
critique.
have a real conversation about it. This is the Steve Kerr went in on the fans, the Chicago fans. I believe DeMar DeRozan did too. I believe the Chicago announced team went in on the fans. Said what the commentator said this was the worst thing he's ever seen. That's crazy hyperbole, but whatever. Here's my take on that. I think reprimanding the fans for booing Jerry Krause after the Bulls have told these fans they hate this man for 30 fucking years is bullshit. It's so hypocritical for the Bulls media, for the Bulls organization, for everybody to go in on these fans for booing this man when The Last Dance told you to hate this man, when Michael Jordan told you to hate this man, when Scottie Pippen still hates this man to this day, Phil Jackson doesn't like him, even Jerry Reinsdorf didn't have the best things to say about Jerry Krause. And now all of a sudden that the fans are booing this man who they were told to boo for 30 years, now all of a sudden it's a problem. I think it's hypocritical and I think it's wrong. Ray?
If you're a Bulls fan, you got no choice. He broke up Michael Jordan, Phil Jackson, and Scottie Pippen. When they broke that up after winning a championship. Who breaks up after winning a championship? Mike retired, in some people's opinion, the greatest basketball player ever, retired because Jerry Krause said, I'm not bringing back Phil and I'm not paying Scottie. If I'm a Bulls fan, I'm booing him too.
You get that same energy. They booed this man when he was receiving championship rings. When they was winning championship, they were booing him in the middle of their championship run. You think that's going to change?
But here's the part we ain't talking about. Why Mike and Scottie wasn't there?
Because
Mike, one of them, I get why Scottie wouldn't be there. Like it's some shit going on with him, and you got Mike's son marrying my ex and all that. So it's something
a lot
there.
of animosity.
But how Mike ain't there?
Because Mike, well, come on, man.
It's the Bulls. You the Bulls. How you not there?
Come on, man.
Why was Scotty be mad at what his old work doing?
I'm mad about. I'm not mad about her, right? Yo, you chalk that up, right? You chalk
Okay.
that up. I'm mad that, my man's son, I held young boy.
Yeah.
Young boy was both. We both held young boy.
Yeah.
Now you married. You're like, Mike should have checked young boy and said, yo, that can't happen.
So you don't believe in loving who you love?
Nah, I'm not believing. No,
The
you're
hell
not.
you talking
You
about,
not
bro?
marrying your son marrying Chop's ex or Aggie's ex. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But
baby.
that's the reason not to show up to your celebration?
Yo, Mike should have showed up. I get why Scotty would feel like it's tension between us. I don't rock with you.
Scotty don't.
Everybody's waiting for us to run into each other to see what that energy look like. Are we gonna shake hands? Or are we gonna be cool? It's gonna be weird. So I get why Scotty went so up.
dynamic, and I'm gonna let you. That dynamic is definitely weird. There's a lot of tension there. What we're missing is Scotty don't F with the Bulls, period. It ain't just Mike. It's the front office. It's everything associated with the Chicago Bulls. Scottie Pippen felt he was done dirty. He was the sixth highest paid player on the team, where he was arguably top 5 player in the world at one point. He felt like he was just treated unfairly in Chicago. He hates the Chicago Bulls organization for what they did to him. That's why Scotty ain't pull up. I've read his book. A lot of people think it was all about Michael Jordan. Nah, it was about 15% Jordan, 85% I hate the Chicago Bulls. And it was way before this Marcus Jordan and Liza, whatever her name is, his ex-wife. It was way before that. That's probably icing on the cake, but there was a lot of cake there before the icing even pulled up.
You said a lot there, B. It's pretty profound. It really was.
I sensed the sarcasm.
No, it was. It's just you said a lot that we can deep dive into, because what does he complain about his salary for? He signed a contract.
We saw it in the last. Yeah, absolutely.
You feel bad for him for that?
Absolutely no.
So he upset at the Bulls because he signed an agreement where he wasn't paid equitably.
I agree. Yeah,
He's upset that he wasn't treated. Mike was underpaid too, but then on the back end they took care of Mike. They didn't take care of Scotty
at all. What, and had no plans of doing so.
So he has a reason to be upset about that.
Hell yeah.
So you mean to tell me, okay, so we go into an agreement together and you agree to a contract and you realize that you're underpaid in that contract, and if I don't circle the block and somehow compensate you outside that contract, you have a reason to be upset.
It's not about circling the block, right? It's about respect. You finish out that contract. Word.
Okay.
They're like, okay, cool.
Okay.
Finish out the contract. You signed the contract, you finish it out. Y'all won 6 out of 8 championships. Once that contract is done, pay me my bread.
That's what he did for Mike.
But Mike was the A. He's the alpha.
Facts.
That's why he got you're not Mike.
They don't win.
He was just short of.
They don't win.
He was just short
He
of
was
Mike.
not. He wasn't as good as Mike. But Scotty was. If Mike was the best perimeter player in the league, Scotty was the second best perimeter player in the league.
I agree. But you're saying that he was close to Mike.
In regards to what they meant to the Chicago Bulls, in regards to what that run was,
Yeah.
it was Mike and then it was Scotty.
Got
That's
you.
who spearheaded that run.
So you
You
think
took care of Mike, you should take care of Scotty.
So you think from a compensation standpoint that he should have been taken care of similar to MJ?
Yeah, they both were grossly underpaid for what they were, right?
Okay.
At the end, you say, all right, Mike, we're going to put you on 2 $30 million contracts.
Yeah.
40, whatever it was at the end.
Yeah.
Take care of you on the way out.
Yeah.
Scotty should have been taken care of the same.
Yeah, but then he
exact way.
signed some crazy like 10-year, $100 million.
No, it
What
was
was it?
it was 7 years, 18 million, I believe.
But that's
What?
what it was back in the day.
Yeah.
That was the time frame.
But when
two
they wanted to
years
sign
later,
it-
2 years later after they signed that contract, the NBA, new CBA,
Yeah.
everything blew up money wise,
Yeah.
new TV deals, all that.
And they could
And
square
Scotty
them
was
away.
left looking crazy because he signed that deal. And in Reinsdorf's defense, who's the owner of the Bulls, he told him, like, yo, I wouldn't sign this if I was you. Now, if you do
Mhm.
sign it, don't come, like you said, circling the block.
Yeah.
Talk about you need to re-up. Once we sign contracts, don't come to me no more.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me no
Listen,
more.
I don't feel bad for Scotty. I don't feel bad for Krause. I don't feel bad for his widow.
God damn.
I don't feel bad for any of them. I think that the Chicago fan base is warranted for being frustrated with them breaking that team up the way they did, and they ain't been shit since
I'm
then.
cool with that.
I know Derrick Rose had his whole knee and leg injuries or whatever, so they had a chance at getting back there.
I'm cool
but
with it.
You broke up my baby. Like
I'm not upset that the fans booed. I'm upset of the reaction of the booing from the people who told them to boo.
I agree. No, I'm agreeing with you. I mean, I think it's misplaced and people be soft nowadays. I get booed most time I step on the court. I'm used to the heckling, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody saying shit about you, man.
You know how it is. When I walk into when I step in this thing.
This is what you hear when you're on the court.
This is
he with us.
No, that's not. That ain't it, B. That ain't it.
He with us. Let him shoot.
Listen, man. I'm used to the heckling, so
that shit broke. Yo,
that shit
this is like during the quarter of basketball. Technically, for the conceit of this, but you should be calling like a T and be flailing. It feels like whenever you cut to you talking about you playing, it's just like, oh, dude, I'm injured. Guys, get to ref. This is ridiculous.
Facts, Neil. Wait till I see you his highlight tape.
But sorry, go ahead. No, I was going to ask the question because I think that's what Brian's point is. It's just like, why are we surprised? And what are your
and have that playing in the background so we can really have a great laugh.
It's poetry in motion.
All right, so the Liza situation, you wouldn't feel no type of way about that?
No, why would I care about what my old work?
I don't care about you chalk that up. As a man, we ain't together no more. Yeah. I chalk that up. I feel some type. I would definitely feel some type of way. My man's son, we celebrity. We not just regular dudes.
Okay.
My man's son is about to marry my ex. That's kind of fucked up.
His teammate's son. That was never his man.
Right, you gotta understand.
Him and Scotty?
That was never his man's.
Right.
Scotty said, I read his book. Scotty said that that was never my man.
If you want my old work, then you can go ahead and take my old work. I'm off that. Have you seen her? Have you seen her? Why would I be worried who's knocking that off? Bro, if you want my old work, I done plowed that for all of these years.
Jesus.
Bro, you can take that. Like, what am I worried about? I'm wanting something different. She look crazy out here. And he look even more nutty for jumping on her. He talking about he looks nutty. Oh, we have sex 5 times a night.
That's what he was talking about.
Did you see that? The recent? Come on, he looks
Marcus
crazy.
Said that?
Yes.
Wow.
She said Scotty did train her up.
Yeah,
come on, man. If you want my old work, come on, man. She old work.
Yo, I'm chalking that up. It is what
I'm laughing at him when I see him.
But I feel some type of way. Just because, like, Mike and Scotty. Mike's son is marrying Scotty's wife. I feel some type of way about that.
You mean tell me you never seen a dude in public that like got your old work? You don't look and
I don't care about that. That's different. Me and B, this is my man. I grew up with the Bulls.
Yeah.
Me and my John go our separate ways. His son is now 21 and he married. I feel so.
But y'all mans though, listen, that's different. Like
Scotty not cool no more.
We talked about this too. Like the scenarios, something like that. We might have to box.
But y'all like cool, but y'all like family. That's different. That wasn't the case.
We are like family. Yeah.
I thought. This is news to me. I thought him and Scotty was cool. I thought him and Scotty was cool.
Listen, bro, that Scottie Pippen, Unguarded. That book is crazy.
Yeah, I ain't read the book, but I heard all the interviews about it.
Yeah, like you people like the excerpts and all that. Yeah. They're gonna take the mic stuff, right? Yeah. Like that's all they took from it. But it's a great read. It's an awesome read. But he never really rocked me. Like, what's that?
Another great read, man?
Man, we gotta start another podcast for that. Talking to an avid reader over here. But your final thoughts on the booing of Krause? Like,
I don't give a shit about the Bulls, Krause, or the booing. Boo,
right, cool.
Boo away.
If
I was there, I would have booed.
Right, you probably would have booed.
I get why people would feel something. The boy ain't here no more, and y'all still wilding out. You know what I mean? But I understand why they would. Like you said, like y'all trained us to hate the Bull now, and now we reacting as you told us to, and y'all want to condemn us for it. I get it.
We are headed into halftime. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. This is Halftime, and Halftime is sponsored by If You Know, You Know Trivia Games. This is a trivia game created by a great friend of mine and friend to the show, Saquon Gillette. If You Know, You Know is a 90s to 2020s hip hop and R&B trivia game is created by Saquon Bilal. As I said, it's Star Corner Production, Star Corner Games, and it's the game you never knew you needed. Guaranteed to have you singing, dancing, laughing, and reminiscing. You'll probably learn something too. In the most fun way ever. Is for ages 13 and up. Because you know, with hip hop we have explicit lyrics. But yeah, if you know. Trivia game, get it on Amazon and wherever games are sold. That is our halftime sponsor. And we are back. This is High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. We are headed into the third quarter, and we are talking about the Lakers. Will the Lakers even make the playoffs? What pieces do they need if they're going to try to compete for a championship? It is Darvin Ham going to make it. Start with you, Ray.
Lakers definitely going to make the playoffs.
Okay. Hold on. What seed do they make it straight out, or do they
make it straight out?
Okay.
They're going to be a threat to get out of the West. The Lakers are built for the playoffs.
All right.
They're not a regular season team. They don't have a bunch of young guys. They don't have all that.
So there's no need to worry.
No need to worry at all. They're going to make a trade too. They're going to go grab Devontae Murray, or they're going to grab Zach LaVine. The Lakers are going to be in the mix to win the Western Conference. No need to worry at all. They built for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You got to understand that. Regular season, they're going to struggle with the back-to-backs, traveling, blah, blah, blah. When the chips is on the table, when it's time to play, they're going to be a very tough out. I think right now, the only team that I would take over them in the West is probably the Denver because of the Joker. But once they make their move, they're going to be in the mix.
But it's tough. We seen this last year, and Rand, I'm going to get to you. We seen this last year. Yeah, they're built for the playoffs, and once they got to the playoffs, they got to the Western Conference Finals because, you know, they built for the playoffs. Being built for the playoffs, though, is tough because you got to make the playoffs.
Well, they're going to make the playoffs. I'm telling you, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to get a shot in the arm when they make their move. Whatever they grab next is Zach LaVine, who, like I said, whoever their next move, they're going to improve the roster. And they're going to make the playoffs, and I think they're going to be 6. They might be in the 4 or 5, depending on what this next move look like. You got to understand, like, they only the Western Conference. They're only 3-4 games out of being in the fourth or 5th spot. Go ahead. What you about to say?
They're going to get to the what?
They get to the Western Conference Finals. They're going to
be a 4th or 5th seed.
Yes. You think that's far-fetched?
Like in the rest of this regular season, like
you think that's far-fetched?
You think they're okay? Let me ask you this: who's going to fall off in the West?
I don't think anybody has to fall. They're 3-4 games out of it right now.
I know, but for them to climb from like the 11th
3-4 games
to the 4th, tell me the teams that you think are going to start falling off for them to climb.
Again, that's where we differ in opinion. I don't think anybody has to fall off. You're 3-4 games behind somebody. You just need to start playing good ball. And I think once they get this, when they decide to make their move, which I think is coming in the next week or so, they're going to be in the mix. They're 19 and 20. They're not.
To answer your question, Rand, the teams that I think are going to fall off or taper a bit are the top 2 seeds in the West right now.
You think Minnesota and OKC?
I hope they stay there because they those are ideal matchups. If the Lakers do happen to fall into the play and end up in the 7th, 8th, they're ideal matchups for the Lakers to knock off.
So you're like very confident for the Lakers to make it, but like, is there any reprehension? Like, if something doesn't line up in your head in a way, but you just think it's just like, no, they can't really.
When they decide to play ball, like the play-in, they valued the play-in. LeBron valued the play-in, and he turned it on. When they played the Clippers a couple of nights ago,
tournament?
Right, the end season.
Okay.
When they played the Clippers, big game for them. It's a rival. Clippers is rolling. Lakers went in there and knocked them all because they valued that game. That's when you got a veteran team that is top heavy.
Bird.
When they lock in.
I agree. That's when they get into the playoffs. They got to get there.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
What happens when they keep playing Atlanta and Orlando throughout the season and they don't see it as a high value game and they keep losing?
This is why. First of all, they're 19 and 20.
Can you pull up the Western standings?
Pull up the standings,
because I want to say, listen. I believe the Lakers are built for the playoffs as well.
Right,
I agree, but they're playing so shitty in the regular season outside of the tournament.
They're 19 and 20. Is that really shitty? They're playing
for
average
them,
ball.
They cannot be a 50.
They're 19 and 20. They were 7-0 in season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
7-0 wins
up top. The Western Conference.
Oh my bad.
You can't.
So yeah,
All right.
Go to the Lakers. They got, what are they, 4 or 5 games out of
20.
being?
So there's 7 games out of the 4.
No. That's
Yes.
4 games.
No, out of the
Look
4
at
spot.
out of the 4. Let's go to the 5 spot. 4 or
Okay.
5.
So
5 spot.
they're
You're
5
4 games out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
nothing.
So you may tell me you think the Kings, the Mavericks, the Pelicans, the Suns. I believe the Rockets.
Saying that 4 games is nothing. That's not
4 games is
especially
I
if
agree.
you're talking about the roster as is. If I go make a move and I go grab Javante Murray, you know what a young guard is going to add? All that extra stuff you're
What do they
talking about.
lose if they go get him?
I'm giving up a pick and D'Lo. That's what they're trying to get off of.
And you think that's what the Hawks are taking?
I don't think that's enough.
No,
I think
hell
it's going to be.
And the Lakers don't got to pick until like 2029 or some
That's
crazy
what
shit.
everybody wants the picks that are further out because we don't know what your roster going to look like in 2029. That's the picks that hold more value versus your first round pick from this year. We expecting you to be good this year.
Those picks are not going to hold Trey in Atlanta. I don't know. To your point, I don't think that's enough to keep Trey happy.
I mean, I don't think for
Whatever
Atlanta,
they do, they got to keep Trey happy.
I don't think their motive is. I think Trey is next year. He's probably going to be on the move.
Facts.
Trey's not. He's not going to be Atlanta Hawks his entire career. He's on the move next year.
Is that because of the Hawks or is that because of Trey?
That's because of the Hawks. They're trash, and Trey isn't good enough to be the corner piece on you being a championship team. So they got to move off of him.
Trey is not good enough to be the corner piece. Okay.
You think he is? You disagree with that?
I'm asking, okay, well, this conversation can go in a lot of ways. How many players you think in the NBA right now are good enough to be a corner piece? And please give them to me.
Obviously, Joker, Embiid, Bron. I think Kawhi's obviously a 1. KD's a 1. It's a lot.
Okay, so that's 5. So you're saying
Book can be if Book has been
They're on
a
the
1
same
by
team.
himself.
They're on the same team.
But we seen Book go to the finals by himself.
So are you saying that if Trey is not good enough to be a 1 in your perspective, that means you're saying
He could be a 1 on a middling team.
Wait,
The
you didn't-
Atlanta Hawks are a middling team.
So you're saying that the other 20 teams in the NBA, their number 1 player, their franchise, Trey is the Hawks franchise player right now. They should just get off of him because they don't have
I'm not
one of
saying
the
you necessarily get off
cornerstone.
of him. I'm just saying that if you're in a position, the Hawks are in a position where they have him, and they're not in a position where they're going to be able to add other pieces to compete for a championship.
But they own his bird rights, so they can build on. Like, why would you lose? Like, why start all over when you already have a potential Hall of Fame player on your team?
Because
Like, what are you starting over to do?
Because the next step is you're going to trade Javante, right? They trade Murray. Murray's on the block. They're trading Murray.
They traded for him too.
They're traded for him.
Okay.
They decided
It's not
that
working out.
It hasn't equated to what
Okay.
they expected it to.
Okay.
He's on a trademark. Even if he doesn't go to LA,
Fine.
he's getting traded.
Fine.
Right? The next step is Trey's going to complain. By the time you get to the offseason, Trey is, I don't want to be here
Bro, I
anymore.
agree.
I want to compete for a championship.
I agree.
And he gets moved.
I agree with that. I agree with this whole trade. If they trade DeJounte, I believe that Trey is going to say, yo, bring me somebody here that's going to compete. So let's say they go get somebody that's better than D'Lo.
Is it an easy fix though? Because that next the piece
Let's
that
say they
you
go
add,
after Siakam. You're saying he's like a tipper of the iceberg. Let's say you go get Siakam and put him with
not for
Trey.
them. I don't think he's a tip of the iceberg for them.
But it makes them competitive. Would it make them a playoff team?
A middling team.
So would that make Trey happy enough to want to stay and not demand a trade is what I'm saying.
If they were to keep Murray and then go add Siakam,
No,
yes.
man. Murray's gone. We're getting rid of Murray. What I'm saying is I have a franchise young player in
I
the
got
NBA.
Trey and I add Siakam.
I have a top
I'm in the
5
same situation.
I have a top 5 point guard in the East right now.
Right.
With Trey.
Right.
I drafted him.
Right.
So I own the rights, his bird rights. So I can
Correct.
extend them at a better deal than anyone else in the NBA.
Correct.
I don't have any other real max contracts on that team. So I can still play in free agency pretty significantly if I get off DeJounte.
Correct.
Why would I just let Trey go? Why wouldn't I build around Trey?
Because that's not completely in your control. The guys have to want to come. Guys are not clamoring or banging on the door to come to the Atlanta Hawks to play with Trey. That's just what it is. You look at the best players in the league, they are not banging on the door to come play with Trey in Atlanta. That's just not what it is. What do you think their next move would look like? You trade Murray, what's their next move? Maybe Siakam has to agree to not only go there but to re-sign there.
I agree.
That's not going to be. That's not on his destination list.
We don't know that. I think Trey and Pascal would be a good young tandem to build around. I do.
It leads to nothing.
You're in the same situation you're right now.
So where would he? Okay, so what would they do? What could they do that would lead to something? Is what I'm saying.
It would have to be multiple moves.
Like I think the NBA is so top heavy, and it's going to be top heavy for a while. So what's going to make them a competitor? At least they're selling tickets around Trey. Why get rid of Trey and now just be a bottom feeding team in the NBA, not have any attention, not be able to sell any jerseys, no merch, no tickets? Why would I do that? What's my incentive to do that? To just rebuild? I already have a rebuilding piece.
Again,
I have capital and a trade asset.
You're speaking as the organization.
Yes.
Right? You're speaking as the organization. It's not under your control. Once you trade Murray, that's on them. It's not forced. It's not me saying it.
Yeah.
That's the rumors that they're looking to move Murray. Once you move Murray, sounds like you're tanking on the season. That's it, right?
No, I disagree.
Once you get,
and I know we're going off a point.
Once you get to the off season, Trey wants out.
I don't know, but I don't know if I agree with that. They have a lot of cap. They got
It was already rumors coming into the season of them trading Trey.
Okay.
Of them before the Murray rumors, it was already rumors of them moving off of Trey already.
I just don't know what you're accomplishing by doing it, and I'm definitely not trading him for D'Lo. If we talking about the Lakers,
it's the D'Lo thing is just the money.
D'Lo just got a contract. He just got paid.
Right. It's a 2-year deal. The Lakers signed him to what they signed him to so that he was a trade chip. Okay. We got a $20 million trade piece that we can piece together with our first round pick. Mm-hmm. The value is we want your pick. It's not D'Lo. D'Lo is just to match up the money.
So you think the Lakers need to do nothing? Just so I'm clear.
No, I'm saying the Lakers need to go grab Zach LaVine, Murray, Siakam. They need to go do something. I'm just saying I don't know. One of those moves are what comes next.
Let's say for the sake of argument, they lay an egg come trade deadline and they get nothing.
They make the playoffs.
We've seen this before.
They make the playoffs.
They still make the playoffs.
If the Lakers do nothing, they're in the play-in. They win the play-in. They get 7th, 8th seed, and they knock off OKC or Minnesota in the first round.
Assuming OKC and Minnesota stay there.
If everything stands as it currently is, the Lakers still make the playoffs as a 7th, 8th seed, and they knock off Minnesota.
Okay,
or
let's
OKC.
say Golden State makes those moves we talked about earlier. Let's say Golden State makes those moves, they turn it around. They get to the second round and they see the Lakers again. What happens?
Lakers get them knocked off. Lakers is as is. They're a second round out.
Agreed. And that's best case scenario because they got to go through the play-in and win the play-in and get to the playoffs because they're going to be a 9-10 seed if they don't make any moves.
I agree with that. You don't?
I don't see him making the playoffs.
You see them not making the playoffs?
If they stay as is now,
I'm not mad at that.
I don't see them. They playing like shit.
They 19 and 20.
I can only go off of what I see.
Okay.
I can't project and say they're going to automatically turn it around. They got some young dogs ahead of them that's hungry, and they're playing hard every night. The Lakers
need to turn it around. If they just stand pat, right? Just stand pat. Stay around a 500 ball club. They're in the play-in, doing exactly what I'm saying.
I don't know about that. Bro.
I don't know about that, bro. I don't know.
I'm just saying, based off of what you said, based off of what you're seeing, the Lakers are a 500 ball club. They're playing 19 and 20. They're going to be around that 500. They're going to be in the play-in.
They're an average basketball team, and they're a poor three-point shooting team. I don't think that's going to lead to this tournament.
They're built for the playoffs. Once you get to the playoffs and you're shorting your roster to 7, 8 players,
agreed.
The Lakers are built for that.
We're talking about the regular season right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So right now in the regular season, they're a 500 ball club. If they end the season 41 and 41, that's for sake of argument, right? Mm-hmm. They're in the play-in. That's going to be good enough to get you into the play-in. They win the play-in game.
So
they get to the playoffs. Yeah, they're playing OKC or Minnesota.
I would love to see who's in the play-in right now. We can only go off of what we see right now.
Locked in. Lakers locked in are winning the play-in. Locked in. You tell me LeBron James got one game against the Rockets, Jazz, or Suns, Pelicans. They're getting in.
So they would play the Jazz right now. I would see.
They wouldn't play nobody right now. They wouldn't be in the play-in.
I know it's hard talking to your mic. I know it's hard to look at the screen, but it's tough just because they might not hear you.
I'm sorry.
Well. No, it's all good. Were you looking for?
Right now, the Lakers wouldn't be in the play-in.
Yeah. So we're looking at what the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. So they're not even in that right now.
I've got it pulled up for the viewers. You can jump on our YouTube. If you're listening to this on audio, you can see some of the same things we're seeing.
I don't see the Lakers in the play-in beating the Mavericks or the Pelicans.
Brian, I mean,
Mavericks wouldn't be in it.
Well, the Mavericks
all right, listen, we got 2 minutes left. Yeah. I haven't heard anything from you.
Yeah, I was in moderator mode.
I feel you.
You know how Bird is with time of possession. Rand got a big damn mouth, so
I understand.
This quarter is a wash.
Okay, cool.
I made my point by saying if the Lakers stand pat and they do nothing, They're a play-in team, and they may not make the playoffs. I'm so sick of the Lakers being a play-in team.
Yeah.
This will be the third time they will be a play-in team. Since the play-in was introduced, it's been four. We had into the fourth time for play-in. See, 3 out of 4 times. Get out of here with that shit. I don't. This is a championship contending team. This got the face of the NBA on it. Even though it's year 21, he's still the face of the NBA. He is the current leading vote getter of all the All-Stars again. He's the face of the league. AD is playing at a phenomenal pace right now. If the Lakers weren't 19-20, he'd be an MVP candidate, and it still ain't. It ain't adding up to anything.
Nothing.
They've done a poor job of putting the pieces around them.
They can't shoot.
Exactly. They've done a poor job of putting the pieces around them.
And that's why I don't think they can turn it around, because I don't think they have enough shooting.
You can't just turn on shooting.
You can't. And they're going to put so much pressure on Bron and AD to have to score 70 a night combined and facilitate every single action offensively unless they start spreading the floor and making shots. If you watch them, they're daring Cam and these guys to shoot.
And we haven't even factored in, because, knock on wood, but you know it's coming.
Injury.
Somebody's going to miss an extended period of time.
Yes.
Well, we can talk injuries with everybody across the league.
But
Everybody's
it always happens
injured.
with them.
But it happens with everybody. Name a superstar that isn't injury prone. Name one.
Tatum.
Tatum, right? I'll give you that. Outside of Tatum,
Greek freak.
he's missed playoff games.
You said injury prone.
But
they be beating him up.
What's your definition of injury prone?
But what's yours?
Because Greek has missed playoff games.
Joker.
He's missed series.
And when
Joker.
When he asked you to name your 10, for some reason you ain't mentioned Greek.
I should have mentioned Greek.
Hold up, what?
That should have been your first mention.
No, what?
When you asked for his 10.
Franchise guys. I didn't think about him, but he's definitely one of the
I
guys.
thought he was about to say he said Joker not top 10 in the NBA.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That goes without saying. But
what's that look?
Joker's 1 or 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
no question.
Okay.
You got him at 1.
Yo, Joker's I've
heard you say you had him at 1 before.
Yeah, Joker and Freak 1 and 2.
Got it. I agree.
Joker and Freak 1 and 2. Right now.
I got
right
Joker
now.
at 1. Joker has no flaws.
I mean,
that's fine. So Lakers, best case scenario for you. We gotta go to the fourth
Conference
quarter.
finals.
Conference finals. Best case scenario for you.
losing in the play-in.
That's the best case?
Right now, as they're currently constructed, they're losing. That the best case is getting to the play-in and lose.
How they're currently constructed was conference finals last year.
I get it. They don't have the shooting this year. They're shooting like shit.
This is the
20%.
same team. They couldn't shoot last year that was in a conference final. This is the same exact roster.
Listen,
conference finals.
They also were in the play-in last year, and they got in. And I agree. If the Lakers get into the playoffs, they are a very, very tough out for everyone except for the Clippers in Denver. They might get swept by the Clippers in Denver.
Get to the
I think they
fourth
beat the
quarter.
Clippers.
This guy always got to get.
This guy's crazy.
This guy's crazy. Listen, before we get to the fourth quarter, this dude always fancies himself when we see each other. I see him almost every day. He fancies himself as a boxer, right? He always put his hands up and shit. He one of them boxers that's going to throw a punch after the bell ring. He always got to throw a last shot after the bell ring. Like the bell has rung. This guy is throwing a 3-piece combo. Like, God damn. Headed into the fourth quarter, we talked about this a little bit in the third quarter. OKC and Minnesota are currently 1-2, 2-1. Minnesota's first, OKC is second in the Western Conference, respectively. Contenders or pretenders? If one is a contender and one is a pretender, I'd like to hear y'all take on that. And of these two teams, who is the best player out of both teams? Who, if they were to match up, say for the sake of argument, they do get to the conference final, which is I highly doubt. Who's the best player in that series? I'll say my take for last. You guys, Ray, go ahead.
I think Fool's Gold. I think they're both Fool's Gold to a certain degree. I think they could both be first round outs. You know, if I'm a veteran team like Golden State or the Lakers or whatever the case may be, that's a favorable matchup for me. But I do like OKC going forward. You know what I mean? I think they got really good young talent. Chet is playing at a high level. I think SGA can really hoop. They got a lot of young talent. So I mean, I wouldn't say fool's gold because I can see them winning the first round. So I can see them going on a nice little run because they got a really good basketball team. But I don't expect either one of them to get to the conference finals. You know what I mean? And if they were to get there, I would probably go with OKC. I think SGA the real deal. And I think Chet can really, really play.
For once, I really don't disagree with much he said. This is interesting because I didn't expect that.
You expected a wild
take. I expect some wild shit. I agree. I don't think they're fool's gold. I think OKC is a little too young to really compete right now. But I like their DNA, their makeup. I think they'll be a tough out. I'm not a fan of Minnesota. I'm not a fan of Cat and Gobert at all. I don't like the makeup and the DNA of their team. I like Edwards. I like his ability to get his shot off. I like his ability to create and dance on it. But I don't like the spacing with Cat or Gobert, and I just think he's a clown.
You think
Gobert's a clown. Now let's talk about OKC. I can't remember my man's name, buddy that be messing with the young girls. What's his name?
Giddy.
Allegedly, yeah.
How he's still playing with all that?
Yeah, I think he's a less loud and possibly even, I don't want to say talented. I don't know what the right word is, but he reminds me of like the white version of Draymond for that team without the antics.
Who, Giddy?
Yeah, he does a lot of little things. I'm not saying it's like apples to apples. I think on that team, he's a major glue guy for them. He does a little bit of everything. Well, I think Reeves is a glue guy on the Lakers in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know, he may not be as gritty as Draymond, but when you watch him, he could put up 10, 10, and 10 almost every night. He's active in every facet of the game. Like he's always in the mix of stuff, and I like that about him. I think he does like a lot of the little dirty work to like relieve SGA of a lot of that pressure, and I like that. I like that tandem. I think Chet is dope. I think their team is really good, young. They get a veteran on that team. I think they're going to be a really, really tough out. I don't think they're fool's gold. I think they would beat the Lakers. I think they're not.
Now.
Yes.
In the playoffs, 7-game series?
I think OKC would just run circles around. I think, I don't want to go back to the Lakers. I just think Bron and AD are going to be too tired and beat up at the end of the season from having to play such significant minutes all year. A team like OKC is going to run you in circles.
We got to assume health. Anytime we have any type of conversation, we got to assume health.
I will assume health.
You assume health.
Yes.
I got the Lakers knocking them off.
I'm saying if the Lakers are healthy, I think they're going to be so fatigued from having to play such intense basketball from this point on to get into the playoffs. A team like OKC that's playing with house money, they're just going to run up and down the floor like how Indiana does. But like the Pacers are tough because they play free. They really got nothing to lose. No one expects anything from them. OKC,
we seen that story. Sacramento was OKC last year, and they went home in the first round. I've seen the Lakers story before, being in the play.
Sacramento lost to a team that they're trying to emulate. They lost to a more veteran version of what they are.
I agree.
Golden State beat them because Sacramento is like a version, like the new version of. They're building themselves to be the new version of Golden State. The Lakers and OKC are nothing alike. OKC is nothing but young guys that's athletic, that run and fly up and down the court, and SGA is unstoppable. I saw some stat. This dude is shooting like 90% in post-up buckets or something. Did you see that stat?
Yeah, I saw it.
That's crazy.
Here's why I think from a talent perspective, when we're talking about OKC and Minnesota, I think OKC is the more talented team. And they have more upside because they're younger. I think we know what Cat is and what Cat's going to be. We know what Gobert is and we know what Gobert is going to be. I think the only player on that team with true upside who is currently already the best player on that team is Ant. I think Ant is one of the best players in the league.
Agreed.
He's one of my favorite players in the league. And I think come playoff time, I think he's going to be one of those players he got Jimmy Butler dog in him. So he's going to take his game up to another level when it comes to playoff time. And I think that could be a difference in the series because not only he believes not only he's the best player on the floor at any given time, that he's truly the best player in the league. Like, he has that mindset that nobody can F with me. So I love that about him. But I think OKC as a team, you got SGA, you got Chet, you got Giddey, and I think they're tough. But if they were to match up with somebody like the Lakers, they will lose, because all that running and gunning and all that stuff, the pace slows down come playoff time. And the Lakers are going to punch on them in the post. Lakers going to dominate points in the paint. Lakers going to dominate the rebounds. Chet can't do shit with AD at all. And I think that series goes 6 because it's a bad matchup for OKC.
Okay, can I double down on your point, please, sir?
Go ahead.
I agree with all your sentiments about Ant. Especially his mentality. His mentality reminds me of my own. So that's one thing I really like about Ant, is that dog in him reminds me of myself. And then I look at OKC. OKC reminds me a lot of like what me, Chop, and Aggie do. And it just leads to a lot of problems for even more talented teams. When you got people that's willing to do all the dirty work and just get up and down, I see a lot of my DNA in OKC as a team. I just, I digress there. I just wanted to share with you. That's why
Neil, you
I
got
think
any ibuprofen?
I think so highly about that.
Jesus.
I don't think most people would disagree with that sentiment as well, but I would like to see it. I would like to see it. The Lakers, I know we love LeBron, but it's time to pack them up.
It's time to pack
them up. It's time to stop referencing them in these conversations about the new up-and-coming talent, because the Lakers aren't that. Pack them boys up. Pack them up, bro.
And you saying OKC can be the ones to pack them up?
Yes.
Nobody, but we seen this.
I totally
We've seen
disagree.
this. We've heard this song before.
Yeah,
The
but
Lakers were in the conference finals last year in the same exact scenario.
Hold up, I'm not even talking about that. I'm not even talking about the full picture of them getting to the Western Conference Finals. I'm talking about this particular matchup.
I think they match up. The Lakers match up perfect.
Perfect.
SGA is going to get buckets. I mean, you're not stopping. SGA can flat out play. They don't have anyone to match up with Bron.
Nope.
AD is going to eat. The game is going to slow down. You're going to shorten your route. You're going to shorten your lineup. You're going to be going to 7, 8 deep at most. I got the Lakers in 6. Closing them out in LA. We seen the same exact when they played Memphis last year.
So you can tell me about AD and Bron as much as you want. Where are the others coming in at? Because the others are playing like dog shit.
The others, but all right, last year
They're
the
playing
others
like
played
dog shit.
The others played great in the playoffs last year.
Yo, let's talk about what we see now.
Great in the playoffs
you keep
last
talking
year.
about what we saw last year. Let's talk about what we see now.
You know what?
We have to live in today. What we see right now.
Because Lonnie ain't there no more.
Yeah, bro. Like, what do you see now? They playing
like
like shit. If they turn it around,
hold on.
I'm sorry.
Neil's watching your video. I can tell because he's laughing.
That's fire.
He's laughing his ass
That's
off.
just fire, Neil. You see that clapper? Splish splash. Okay.
Neil over there
That thing
trying to
is
contain his
he
laughter.
looking like that boy got a chopper on him. That boy got an AR in his arm. That's what he looking at.
You got a 22.
You know what I'm saying? But listen, Bert, I know you wanna listen. I know you wanna live in the Lakers' glory, but
No, I agree with him with the Lakers. I gave you the matchup.
Yeah.
I gave you exactly what will happen.
Yeah.
Points in the paint, Lakers.
Nah,
all
we just
day.
sinking in on
Rebounding, Lakers.
we just
all
sinking on
day.
that. You know how people guard me when I go down
And the
low and
Lakers-
everybody starts sinking in because I'm just a
Get the
physical.
fuck outta
I'm just a
here,
physical
man.
force. I'm a dominant force. So everybody's packed the paint, and then you dare. Y'all said it earlier. You dare people like Chop and Aggie to shoot.
We dare you to shoot.
No, you don't. You don't.
We dare
Well,
you
you
to
saw my
shoot.
video.
He just laughed at the shit.
Listen, a lot of people have laughed at things. I mean, Cat Williams just did a whole shit. We all laugh at him, but we know he dead ass serious. He's a sniper in comedy. We know what time we know what time it is though. But listen, man.
By the way, off topic.
What's up?
You did say on this show that Michael Blackson was your favorite comedian.
I said Michael Blackson.
Michael
was one of-
Blackson?
Michael Blackson.
We will
I
talk
wouldn't
about
spend no bread.
we'll talk
and
about
I would
it
never spend no
later.
bread to go see him. He's not funny.
I like people.
He's
I
been
like
doing that same.
I like people.
I'm the dumb African bit
Right,
for his entire
right,
career.
right. There's context. I'm not a big stand-up comedy guy. I said that earlier. I like people who do naturally funny shit. So I'm not really into like the joke telling. So his mannerisms and his goofy shit is funny to me.
All right.
I'm not a big stand-up guy. I think Chappelle's ass.
So okay, all right. Okay, see. you got them being
not fool's gold.
not
I think
fool's
okay.
gold.
I think they're definitely going to the second round. I think they probably lose to either Denver or the Clippers.
I can see that being true, and I can see them losing in the first round. I don't think they fool's gold because I think they are very talented, and I think they are built for the future. But I think if they get a bad matchup, like seeing Lakers or Golden State after making a move, they could be going home early.
And Minnesota.
They're not as talented. They're not as good. I don't like I said, I don't like the big man duo. I think they're first round out.
I agree.
Okay. So, wow, it's probably one of the first times ever, but we finished the fourth quarter before the buzzer sound. Good job, fellas. Appreciate that. I was about to go off the rails with the, I'm sorry I brought up Michael Blackson. My bad. That was my bad as a host. I know better. I know better.
I don't know. Don't hit on Mike.
I know. I know Michael Blackson. Like
And you think he's funny?
yeah.
You think he's very funny?
Yes.
Would you put him as one of the top comedians out there?
Yup. Because if he booked me, yeah, absolutely.
I
Oh,
would.
so it's based on him booking you, not
Yeah,
him,
it is.
not his talent.
I'm a comedian. Yes.
So it's not based on his talent.
I want him to book me.
So it's not based on his talent.
Now we're dipping into a place where you don't do this to a comic. This is just not done. You don't do this on air. I gotta clip this. Like, no. Please take us away. That's insane. Oh, you like everything he does? Like, come on now. You don't need to say this on camera. We're
I'm
recording.
just curious.
You know what I'm saying?
You brought him.
Listen.
You brought him up.
I know how to play the game. Nigga.
I think he's hilarious.
We're headed into the OT, and the OT is for this week is ego tripping, and we're going to get into the situation with Stephen A. Smith and Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock has been going at Stephen A. for months now, and in the last few weeks, it's just been very consistent, show after show after show. The topic has been Stephen A. Smith, industry plants, so on and so forth. He thinks he's an industry plant. He thinks he's lying about his days at Winston-Salem State, all this stuff. And Stephen A. has finally responded, calling Jason Whitlock a quote unquote fat bastard and a piece of shit. My question to you guys is, when did it become about the sports media personality instead of the sports that they're covering? What the hell has happened to sports media as far as it's about them now? It's not about the sport. They have a whole beef. Stephen A. has had beef with Jason Whitlock, Skip Bayless from time to time, Dan Le Batard. All these sports personalities are seemingly going at each other, and it seems like they're going at each other for clicks rather than covering the sports that they're getting paid to cover. Ram, what's your take on this, man?
I think it's all cornball shit from both of them. I mean, it's these are two prominent black men on TV getting a shot that's really, really hard to get.
Yeah.
And the fact that they spending time trying to bring each other down. I know, Whitlock is kind of like a toxic dude in general. I know he's come after a lot of people. I know that.
All the time.
He might even be trolling in some ways, but I think it's whack that they spending all their time on air and doing these YouTube videos, coming at each other to try to discredit each other. It's hard enough for us to make it in the business in general. But I think it's all cornball shit. I don't like it. I actually hold Stephen A. to a higher standard because, like, Stephen A. is the representation for, like, the culture right now. Like, he's like our culture's sports representation.
He and Shannon.
He's like, yeah, him and Shannon. But Stephen A. is like the hardest working dude. Like,
that's true.
Like, he's on everything. Like, he's on every show. He's always traveling. I mean, he talks many times about not being able to, like, spend time with his family and settle down a relationship because how hard he works. He's really dedicated to the game. If you focused on that, I don't know why you're taking time to even, like, perpetuate this nonsense with Jason.
Not just 1 hour, 2 hours.
Yeah,
he came back and doubled up.
It's just cornball shit. If you want to make a statement like, yo, listen, Whitlock, leave me alone, like, get on my level, whatever, take a little shot at him, that's cool. But you dedicating all this fat bastard and this and you piece of shit and all this. I watched the whole thing and I was disgusted at the end of it. I was disappointed in Stephen A. I really was.
Yeah.
I was, man.
What compelled you to watch it though?
Because I'm a fan of Stephen A. It sucks because I hate to see like the clicky drama shit, but it draws everyone in. But when he posts on his Twitter, like, yo, I'm going to respond to, and to be honest with you, I didn't know what he was going to say, who he's even going to come at in the beginning. Because I know a lot of people talk a lot of shit about Stephen A. So I didn't know exactly who he was going to go after. In the first 20 minutes of it, he really said nothing about Whitlock. He was talking about a whole bunch of other shit.
He was talking about other stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I mean, if you want to go in and defend yourself or speak on your behalf, I don't have a problem with that. To dedicate an hour and a half to somebody, I got receipts and I got a contract that states I can't work with him since 2015.
Yeah,
like, yo, bro, who cares, bro? It's like, it reminds me of like how my ex-wife, you know what I mean, behaved like when we got divorced and shit. It's like, you bringing up shit that don't even matter. Like, the world don't need to know that shit.
You sure you want to leave that in there?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that shit is over, but shit happened, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's like when shit happen, when controversy happens, you gotta like gauge a person by how they act when like in moments like this. And I thought Stephen A like punched down too long. An hour and a half on dude that's not even on linear TV right now.
Right.
Like, come on,
and
bro.
Will probably never be on linear
you know what I'm
TV
saying?
again.
Like, come on, bro. I think you dedicated way too much time. I would have rather him take that moment to uplift another person, maybe that we don't know about, another popular young journalist or something. Let me see you do shit like that on your YouTube. Bring like a young journalist from around the country that you've been working with that we don't know about and give him or her a 15-minute spot on your podcast to kind of, I don't know, analyze film or do whatever. But I don't want to see no more of that shit. I really don't care. That shit's cornball shit.
Yo, man, that was really well said, baby. Like, this is why you bring Rand on the fucking show, man.
I'm glad I impressed
This is why you bring Rand on the fucking show, man. That was,
glad, man.
Listen, I agree, it was corny. But the thing that I don't like, right? I grew up watching SportsCenter and watching a number of different shows. It seems like now it's not about sports no more. Like, it's not even about breaking down the show. It's about saying whatever's going to get the most clicks, what's going to get the most likes, what's going to get you the most streams. Like, it's not, people say whatever they think is going to be the wildest fucking thing. You know what I mean? It's not about breaking down the game or giving a true opinion on who you think is the best player or great or whatever the case may be. It's about saying the most trendiest thing. Yeah. And it might be the most outlandish. Skip Bayless is, at this point in his career, like, his whole thing is like, I'm gonna say the most wild shit about LeBron.
He's a doof.
Like, that's what it is. Like, that's what I'm making my career off right now. And I think that's been the direction of it, a lot of this shit. And I think that's what Whitlock is really doing. I don't think maybe he really don't like Stephen A. But right now, like you said, he not on no mainstream TV. He not really on TV. This is to get clicks. Yeah. I'm gonna come at the guys at the top of the totem pole. I'm gonna say some wild shit, and Stephen A. just fell into his trap. And now Whitlock is going to continue on. I got you to respond, and that's what I was hoping to.
He said Stephen A. didn't even write his book.
He probably didn't,
boo.
But yo, Stephen A., who cares? You that dude.
Yeah.
You could ignore that shit and nobody would go. Yeah. I never would have knew nothing about it. But since you entertained it, now it's like, let me go chime in, go see what Whitlock talking about.
Which adds
Which you didn't have to do.
Yeah.
You didn't have to give me no thing.
Exposing culture. That shit is corny, man. Especially in our culture. That shit is so whack. That shit is corny. I hate that shit.
I agree. I think Stephen A. is, arguably the best in the game, and he's at a point where he ain't gotta respond to any of that goofy stuff, especially from a person who got fired from not only ESPN but FS1. Mm-hmm. Nobody within their circle likes Whitlock at all. Stephen A. has even referenced Chris Broussard, who Chris Broussard is a saved, sanctified, and devout Christian.
He said something about him?
No, he said that even Chris Broussard hates Jason Whitlock.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right, because Chris the last good one.
Exactly. So if Chris Broussard can't even stand him and won't work with him, that just tells you how what Jason Whitlock is about. I think Shannon Sharp, who actually is kind of hypocritical because Shannon Sharp has said, listen, y'all talk about turn the other cheek. That's in the Bible, and I ain't in there. He said that, but he's also telling Stephen A. to turn the other cheek and leave it alone. Don't, like you said, don't punch down. Mm-hmm. If you're going to punch up. That's what Jason Whitlock is doing because Shannon Sharp is number 1 and Stephen A. is number 2, according to Complex. Whitlock ain't on that list
at all.
And he'll never be on the list. But He's going at these guys. He's also going at Dan Lebatard. He's also going at a bunch of media, Jamel Hill, everybody.
But that's how you get on the list.
Yeah.
By getting responses from Stephen A.
Yeah.
That's how you get on the list.
Yeah.
That's how you get on the list. It's about clicks. It's about streams. It's about we're talking about it on our podcast because Stephen A. entertained it. We wouldn't otherwise, right?
Because I just want to get y'all. I just wanted to get how y'all felt about how things are going down now. Like you say, you spent an hour and a half not talking about sports.
It's his old day. His entire podcast was dedicated to that.
Jesus Christ.
Can we play this, please?
All right. We got 4 minutes left.
Can everybody see it?
Yeah, we're done
So-
with
Can the world see it?
This shit's so fire.
We're done with so you're gonna need to join us on the YouTube. I'm sorry if you
No one is guarding
You
you.
got to find a spot in the zone, though. That's what I did. Though. I found an open spot.
It's man to man.
Found an open-
defense.
I found an open spot.
Your man is playing
This
zone.
basketball IQ.
or your defender just gave up on you. It was like,
No,
leave him
big-
alone for a bit.
Big man in the green was the one that was guarding me, but you can see he's spent. He can't
Your
run
man
with
is
me.
playing
Because
your man
most-
is playing zone.
Most people can't run with me. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm running up and down, I'm like, you're
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rand's mixtape.
mixtape.
So-
You know what I mean? Ran Machiavelli.
And-
Holla at me.
Yep. And it does have a mixtape cover at the front. I have skipped that to get to just some playing. So yeah, you guys can check that out. So the guys in the studio probably won't be able to hear this.
Yeah.
There was no one within 20 feet.
Don't
of
leave me.
you.
Look.
No
Look,
one's
look,
ever
look.
guarded you.
No, he just waved that shit off. You just happened to make
That's
it.
crazy. Dap me up, my boy. That's another gamer. That's another gamer. Hold on, you're gonna see somebody try to close it. Look, that's the LeBron shit. LeBron.
No
look,
one
look
is
at him.
near
What?
you.
Look at him.
That's the only close
Hand
out.
down, man down. You know what I mean? Boy looking goofy. That's another gamer. Listen.
You're
this is-
never being guarded.
This is
though.
light work now. It's just light work.
Has anyone guarded you?
So you gonna get this work. That's what it says too.
Yeah.
You gonna get this work.
And
Look at that stroke.
your basketball
Look at that
attire is terrible.
Look at that stroke. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh,
Is
You're-
it winter time in there?
Your hoop gear
That
is
shit-
awful.
that shit is crazy.
Don't even get into the hoop gear, dude.
Listen.
Don't do this. Don't do this. This is
Look at the
rude.
stroke. Look at the stroke. Catch.
Yeah, dude, you look.
It looked
Yo.
like your back leg
Can I
was
be
out of
honest?
bounds.
Listen.
It looked like your back leg was out of bounds.
Yo, if it's Mitch Kupchak, holla at me.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what LeBron did. That's what Cam. That's what Reggie
Mitch
Cam did.
Kupchak is not the GM
Who
of the
is that?
Lakers anymore.
Who is?
It's Rob
Yeah,
Pelinka.
Pelinka, hit me up, Pelinka.
Yeah.
Hit me up. Because that's what Bron did.
I
Look,
believe your shirt says you're gonna get this work.
You're gonna get this work. That's a fact. Look,
Terrible highlights.
that's
Terrible
crazy.
form.
Listen, I just quit after that. I said, y'all quit. I said, I quit. I said, this is my shit. I'm out. You see how many game winners that was, though? Look. That's crazy.
Crazy,
That's the
terrible.
worst
Crazy.
mixtape I've ever seen.
I
in
can't
my
believe
life.
that.
Yo.
I can't believe.
Yo, a GM.
Rest in peace to Coffee.
Listen.
I can't believe he put that together.
Listen to all the GMs out there. Listen, if you need a 3-and-D dude, holla at me. Listen, I could probably give you about a good, if I work in the basketball, you give me 90 days and get in basketball shape, I could probably give you about a good 25 to 30 minutes a
playing
game.
basketball.
I'm going to give you about 11, 6, and 4. In that 30 minutes, holla at me, Durant, Garner. If you need a 3-and-D player, LeBron, the Sixers. LeBron, the Lakers, the Sixers, the Pacers. You know what I mean? Anybody like that. You know, I could probably play on the Clippers. You know, holla at me. You saw my mixtape.
Yeah.
You
Naturally.
done? You done?
Naturally.
You done, bro? You talk about averaging 11 and 6 in the NBA.
If you gave me 90 days to get in basketball shape, I would average.
What are you in now? You're playing basketball.
I'm in dad ball. I'm in dad mode.
You're playing basketball.
Twice a week at best. I
No,
coach football on Sundays.
Rand. You told me you was doing 2-a-days all during the week.
That was because I was off of work for 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right, Rand. You say you was going to average 11 in the NBA.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, you're not averaging 11 in a puffer league.
There's no
Play
way.
more. You averaging
There's just
2.
no way.
You not
at
you
best.
not averaging 11 in the puffer league. You not averaging 11 in Terry Myers. You not averaging 11 in Playmore. You not averaging 11 in Riverwinds. None of that shit.
I receive all of this. What I'm saying is, if you put me with someone on the caliber of LeBron James, of course, or Hallie,
Cam
or
can't
one of
average
them.
11. So
But
how you
Cam-
going to average 11?
but if you put me in Cam's body, I would be an all-star.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fact. If you made me 6'7", 6'8", with what my skill set is and my mentality, my
What's
dog,
your skill set?
3-and-D. I said that on the camera. 3-and-D.
Yeah.
Like Trevor Ariza type shit.
No.
Yes.
You're
When I was 30, I was Trevor Ariza.
Horrible defender.
Big. Come on, Big.
You're a horrible
Big.
defender.
Big.
You
gonna let this go on your broadcast?
We showed the makes.
It's not
many
my,
more
it's
minutes.
not just my broadcast.
This was 4 shots. I think
Yeah,
that was 4 shots.
I mean,
That probably was
It's a hell of a
over the
mixtape.
course of the entire evening.
but did you see there
You
was
made
4
those-
game winners?
Stop.
You saw it.
man. Stop it, man. This
Yeah,
is
dude.
ridiculous. That
When you are
think-
undefended near the 3,
It's
you are
crazy that
unstoppable.
you think
Listen,
like this,
you
yo.
have to understand. You got to make the
This is
shots
good.
that you take.
Right. That's how it works.
That's
I
how
like
it works in life. You
Yeah.
take a shot. You got to make the shots that you take.
Yeah.
You
Right.
can't. Don't project on me shots that I'm not taking. You saw me make the shots I took. Is there any footage online of me not making shots?
I haven't
it's a-
played
It's
that.
a highlight tape.
It's a highlight tape.
And that, a highlight tape usually is some ooh and ah.
Do you have a highlight tape?
Oh, right.
Do you have a mixtape?
Coffee got many videos of me out
do you
there.
have a coffee mixtape?
Coffee got, yes.
Do you have a coffee mixtape?
I do.
I
You have a-
do.
I would
Facts.
like to see. Can Neil
Hold
pull it
on.
up?
Hold on.
I would like to see it.
And most of my
No, I want to
highlights,
see it. I want to see a mixtape dedicated to you.
And most of my highlights are against you.
You had one move on me.
Are against
You
you.
had one good move, and I dabbed you. That was a good move.
Are against you.
B, come on now. You got to understand it's a tough day when I'm in front of you. You know that.
Most of my highlights
Hey, would you
are
agree?
against you.
Would you agree?
75% of my documented footage is against you.
Do you have a mixtape?
No, I don't have a mixtape.
I do.
I got.
Remember I
plenty-
just said about Stephen A. punching up and punching down? Like I'm not gonna. I don't want to punch down. I have a mixtape. I don't want to punch down. I have a mixtape. So if you don't have a mixtape designated and designed around you,
bugging.
you know what I mean. This was sent to overseas
you're
agents.
bugging.
I mean, I don't know.
That was a
Like-
very easy mixtape to put together. There was no editing needed. Well, like, yo,
Well, my
it was-
shit is poetry in motion. I told you that.
Listen, some set shots. You didn't leave your feet on
I
any
told
of those
you
shots.
I'm a 3 and D guy. I told you that. I
all.
told
I
you
didn't
that.
see anything athletic.
You
in
gotta-
that
3
video.
and D, dude. What are you talking
3
about?
and D. I'm
I
a
haven't played
3-point
basketball in 6 months. I would shut you down instantly. It's insane.
That's crazy.
You gotta.
You are out of your mind. You are straight up. I mean, delusional. That is crazy. No, you would be good.
That's
you-
crazy.
you-
Neil's not saying that.
No,
No,
you
I would
have
never.
a-
Neil can't come to a sport. He can't come
You
to
have
the,
a
I mean,
3-centimeter vertical.
Yeah, there's no. It's
Your shit
insane.
is crazy. Bro.
Nothing athletic.
I thought
took
you
place
were-
in that video.
I thought you were on one of those trams at the airport. Like, I thought you would just move forward, dude. Are you kidding? That was insane. There's no movement, dude. That was nuts.
You have to see me in my
Listen,
element.
you're a bigger guy too, so I get that for
You have
you.
to see me in my element.
It's your element. I got you,
You
bro.
know what I'm saying? Listen, I restore
I'm coming
order.
out of court. I'm coming to play.
Yeah, you have to
Whenever
understand.
this is
You have to
happening, I am
understand.
coming to
When
play.
I pull up
Oh, I
places, I
cannot
restore
wait.
order.
Stop.
I restore
We gotta
order.
go.
Where are you?
We got it. Yeah, we
That's
got
what
it.
I do.
I cannot wait. We will have the mixtapes or any video. I've seen clips of you.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I would not like to defend you. It's like
Thank
I'm
you.
like, oh yeah, it's like some problems
Thank
where
you.
you can
I
get me. I
appreciate
definitely
that.
see it.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, you don't think I could get you?
Truth.
Is that what you're trying to insinuate right
Dude,
Hell no.
You know what I mean? I pick up context clues pretty like
I'm 100.
Good.
Good. I'm in like the best shape of my life, dude. I'm running rings around you right now. Are you out of your
You
mind?
think that? You think that?
Yes, 100%.
You think that?
Ran 100%.
Well, but we gotta go for the adamant super producer Neil.
Sorry.
Rand, thank you for coming through once again, bro.
Crazy.
Ray, appreciate you, man. This is what, episode
13?
13? Ray, you goddamn 325. What we playing? NBA
Yeah,
Jam?
yeah. This is NBA Jam. So yeah, for everybody, Ray got one in. He won by a couple.
Word. I'm Brian Isley. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week. If you're going to a baby shower and you need a gift, I have the perfect solution for you. Go to Honeybee Cakes on Macari. Honeybee Cakes specializes in affordable diaper cakes. They make the perfect gift for the new addition to the fam. Search Honeybee Cakes on Macari today. Hey everybody, this is Brian Isley, comedian extraordinaire, asking you guys to download Logo, the Isley album, and Uno, the One Take album. I have 3 albums. They're all on Spotify. They're all on iTunes. They're all on Tidal. Streaming well right now, but I need more support. I need you guys to go and download these albums, man. Download Logo, Laugh or Get Offended. Download the Isley album and download Uno, the One Take album. And they are available where you stream all your music. They're hilarious because I made them. So download these albums today and get your laugh on.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is comedian Neil Wood and
Adam Nutter.
we can't do it like that. You have to sound like a human being. This cut, that's insane. Because I'm realizing how little you're talking.
Adam Nutter.
I could just take, if you just want me to, honestly, you know what we need to do is you just need to get that clean.
Adam Nutter.
And then I'll just pop it in wherever I need to. But
Adam Nutter. Let's do that.
come listen to the Cult of Us podcast. That's our promo.
Adam Nutter.
A Drop Tent Media Network podcast. Go to droptent.com or search Cult of Us podcast on your favorite podcast platform.
I'ma have to tie up my Nikes for this one. I'ma go for like a quadruple double. We playing a game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose it, the only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down, so now shoot it. If fortune favors the bold, that's why I keep on just winning. If timing is just the essence, then I'ma keep on just spending. I'm worth a couple of bucks, shout out to Antetokounmpo. Dropping in Bebo facts that's seeping into your glue buds. Advising like Tony Kukoc, we getting into it mucho. Directing all these plays like my name was Tony Russo. Ballin', that's how we do, so I'm going in for the win. Penetrate the lane like we way back in 2010. I'm stomping straight in my Timbs. The basics just like I'm Tim. I'm dunking on you haters. A poster is where you live. It's magic all in my wrist. Steph Curry, we going swish. It's showtime like the 80s. Basketball is where we live. I'm highly gifted and skilled. I'm going in for the kill. The game is on the line. Raymond Byrd, yo, what's the deal? Pass it to Brian Isley. I bet he probably surprised me. High IQ basketball is just show and it's not a hobby. We playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose it, the only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down, so now shoot it. We playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose it, the only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.